Hey, good morning and welcome to Coffee with Democrats. We're starting a little bit early this morning. Got a little background music going on here. A little John Mellencamp radio on Pandora. And hey, we're just enjoying the day. It's Tuesday, October 15th, 9:15 in the morning. We're going to rerun a show that we did a month or so ago with Beto O'Rourke here at 10 o'clock. So be sure and stand by for that because we're going to have that program up here pretty quick. But I wanted to show you a new view that we're going to be introducing a lot here on Coffee with Democrats, and that is a dual camera setup. And I'm coming to you live from the Cleveland County Democratic headquarters here in Norman, Oklahoma. And we're going to be able to take this show on the road. Next Tuesday, Shantae Gilmore out of Oklahoma City has invited us up to have a conversation with her next Tuesday. And we're going to take this set up with us, and we're going to share this conversation with her live and in person. This will not be her remote where she's in one location and I'm in another one. We're all going to be together and using this dual camera setup. Hey, we're introducing all kinds of new technology, and hopefully this is something that's entertaining to you and meaningful to you. Again, this is that time of the year where we're down to GOTV. We're no longer registering voters anymore. We're getting ready for get out the vote here in Oklahoma. We've got a couple of deadlines coming up. I think it's the 21st of October is the last day that absentee ballots can be actually received by the by the election office. So I'm encouraging people today to get their absentee ballots filled out immediately and get them sent off, because those have to be turned in place or they won't be counted. So get them in early. Don't hesitate. Don't, as my parents used to tell me, don't tarry. Let's get this going, because we've got to make every vote count. And here's another challenge that I learned last night. I went to the Edmond Democratic Women organization up in Edmond, Oklahoma last night. I became a member. And one of the things that they kept talking about last night was a program of 5. Do something and include 5 other people. So I'm including all of you on my list of 5 people that are committed to get out the vote. And each one of you make a commitment to get 5 Democrats. We're just going to limit this to just 5 Democrats to make sure that those 5 contacts that you have get out the vote and make a plan. Like I used to scuba dive, and they always said, plan your work and work your plan. So now's the time to plan your work. Plan on how you're going to get to the polling station. What's going to happen if there's an ice storm like there was 4 years ago? How are you going to get to the polling place? Are you going to wait for election day, or are you going to go early? And I encourage everybody to take advantage of those early voting days that are going to be coming up that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right before the election, and make sure that we have that opportunity for us to make sure your vote counts. Because if we wait for the day of the election and there happens to be an ice storm like we are so prone to here in Oklahoma, and you can't get out and the roads are too treacherous, and then all of a sudden your votes, you're not voting, and we can't let that happen. So plan your work and work your plan. So now is the planning process. Make sure you have a plan. How are you going to vote? How are you going to make sure your vote is counted? And don't wait. Don't wait any longer. Let's get to working on it right now. We've only got 20 days until the election, and we have to make sure every single one of those days we are doing something to help our fellow Democrats. So we've got at the Cleveland County Democrat office, we've got sample ballots down here. I don't quite agree with all of them, but they show you who the appointed judges were for the state of Oklahoma. And right now they're saying, there's some people out here, and I'm not going to say I disagree or I agree, whatever. But when it comes to judges, the judges that are on the list, Some of them were appointed by Stitt. Some of them were appointed by Henry. Some of them were appointed by somebody else. We've got a list down here that tells everybody who actually appointed those justices for the Supreme Court in Oklahoma. I've got an opinion, and I'll share with you my opinion. The enemy we know is better than the enemy we don't know. If we take any one of those justices and we vote no, and we turn that justice over to Kevin Stitt to appoint another justice, we could get somebody that's even more radical, more extreme, who is less committed to the Constitution and would actually do something that would put party over Constitution and over law. And we just can't do that. We've got to make sure that, like I said, the people that are up there, they are holding Ryan Walters accountable. Some of the stuff that they do, we don't agree with. But as long as they continue to uphold the law, that's kind of hard to argue with, what they're doing. I don't agree on their abortion stances. But again, you and I and everybody else in the nation, we have to do something on our own. We have to do everything we can to get the right people elected into the positions so that we don't got to worry about the Supreme Court justices no more. And that starts with making sure that the people who are running for the U.S. House of Representatives in the state of Oklahoma, that we do everything that we can and commit to getting those people elected and put into office. So that starts with us getting out and making sure that our GOTV get out the vote, that we have a plan and that we follow up on that plan. Hey, I'm going to jump off of here. Get back on here in a couple of minutes. We'll be right at 10 o'clock. I'm going to have Beto O'Rourke come on here. We're going to have a little discussion. Scott Hamilton, myself, Beto O'Rourke. It's a rerun of a show that we did. I think it was the last of July. But it's a worthwhile program because it's motivational. And that's what we got to have. We got to have that motivation. We've got to have that encouragement, build us up so that we can follow through and do what is right for fellow Democrats and get people going. Again, I appreciate everybody who's jumping on here and taking time to be with us on Coffee with Democrats. But Coffee Break with Coffee with Democrats is coming up in just about a minute and a half. So jump back on here so that you can have that show, like I said, in just a couple of minutes. Everyone, thank you for joining us. And hey, we greatly appreciate everything that you do to support us and spread the word and all the hard work that you are doing to help fellow Democrats. So again, jump back on here right at 10 o'clock. We're going to be on here live with, it's a rerun, I'm sorry, but we're going to have that show right at 10 o'clock. So until then, folks, please be safe. And again, join us right back here in just 2 minutes.